It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
All right, we've got another question from Tufu 2006.
From what?
Tufu 2006.
Foo like F-O-O, like our foo?
You know
No,
what? And we
it's
started the show in
TUFU.
2006. Is this like that's like a tribute band name? If I used to go to, in
Maybe.
college. In college, I used to go to a Kiss tribute band concert. Every time Strutter came in town, I went to the Kiss tribute band concert in Athens, Georgia. I think Tufu 2006 would be what I'd want the tribute band to be titled.
There are exactly 4 people in the audience right now saying, "Oh man, he loves Strutter too." That's exactly what just happened.
Okay, well, let's see what Mr. Tufu had to say. Why do you recommend retirement plans versus other kinds of investments? Like, for instance, a high interest rate account.
Why do we recommend retirement plans instead of other stuff like Well, we recorded a show today talking about 5 reasons why we love 401ks, right? We love 401ks because you can get employer-free money, you can have tax savings now in the future, it automates your dollar cost averaging, there's some creditor protection, and it's a really automatic wealth building tool. So that's 5 of the reasons why we like retirement plans. But I think the crux of his question, Brian, is, hey, I know that like I can go get high interest. Like I've heard about these I-bond things, right? I can go get like 9 or 10%. Or I saw that like my money market's now paying like a guaranteed fixed 1.5% rate of return. Why would I use a retirement plan and have money at risk as opposed to just going and doing something guaranteed, something stable, something high interest like that?
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly right. You know, what Tufu 2006, you are hitting on exactly why we created the financial order of operations, because it is those 5 things, particularly the free employer match, is going to accelerate your wealth building journey so quickly. So those tax benefits of the tax-free growth potentially that's there, plus your employer money coming in, these are things you just can't overlook. So it's not uncommon, because you're a maximizer and you're disciplined, that you're going to wake up one day in your 30s and 40s and realize, I have a lot of retirement assets just because I was incentivized to do it. But your question, Tufu 2006, I just like saying it. It rolls off the tongue so well that I think you will get to a point that you're going to say, hey, I'd like to have money outside of retirement. I'd like to have that 3-bucket strategy. That's why it is step 7 of the financial order of operations, which is hyperaccumulation. And look, if it is, we are in unique times right now. I-bonds, yielding over 9%, might even go up even higher because of inflation numbers, because those things are a little retroactively looking. We might see that thing cross into double digits. I think there's nothing wrong with doing something like that, but just recognize the government caps how much you can put in there. So if you're already over the 10,000 annual limit, 15,000 if you got a tax refund, you probably want to go something else on top of it. But there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of the opportunity. Just recognize it's limited on how much you can contribute. It's limited on how long it will pay that amount. We like more of a approach that's full 360, that's not just off this moment in time, because there's always going to be unique things that are going on in the economy that I want you to have a plan that's going to be kind of weatherproof all season that can get you through that. And retirement plans are going to be kind of front end loaded on your wealth building journey.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is a lot of us, especially right now, we crave this idea of security and stability. But we know that inside of the financial world often, there is this risk and reward relationship. Well, one of the beautiful things, because by the way, you can hold high interest type holdings inside of retirement accounts. You could go hold a high yield money market inside of your 401k or a stable value fund inside of your 401k if that's available. But odds are, especially we're seeing this right now, it's going to have a hard time growing into the future. It's going to have a hard time keeping up with inflation. You're going to have a hard time protecting your purchasing power through time. So one of the reasons we love retirement accounts is it's a great way for us to invest in more risky assets that hopefully provide us with a greater rate of return over the long term, so that our dollars can not only maintain their purchasing power, but actually increase in purchasing power through time, so that one day our money works even harder for us than we are working for it right now.
Yeah, and think about that. We could have put a 6th element of why we like retirement plans, is that because you're not allowed to touch this money until you reach a certain age, you actually have this, it's kind of a shadow holding requirement, because you can't touch it without penalty until, if it's a 401k or something like typically around 55, it's an IRA, it's 59.5. That insulates you from some of the behavioral things And that's why it's also got some side benefits in the fact that it will keep you on point to building wealth versus getting distracted with all the behavioral stuff.
Love it.